I want to conceptually explain why Surging Sparks booster boxes are going to keep going up in value. I'm making this video specifically for those that are still negative about Surging Sparks, saying that it's going to crash, saying that these boxes are too expensive. Who's even going to buy these at this price point? It's all going to go down. This video is for you because hopefully you can follow along to my logic here of why I believe these boxes are going to keep going up in value. And this is a conceptual kind of video. I'm not just giving you my opinion. I'm giving you a concept where hopefully you can follow along and maybe it makes sense of why this booster box is probably going to keep going up in value. So, Surging Sparks booster boxes were only about a week after it's been released, and these boxes are at $175 market price. This is obviously not normal, what we've seen with other sets. And for a lot of people out there, this is way too expensive. Who's going to open up these boxes? No one's going to buy these at this price point. But let's think about it for a second. These boxes are $175. And for people to open this up, it would make sense that the cards in the set have to be more expensive than the box, because then who else would really care to open these up? People could just buy the cards. But when we look at Surging Sparks and we look at the prices of these cards, we can see that the Pikachu is $536. Now, whether you want to believe this is inflated or not, this is the market price. This is what people are buying them at. So if we do some quick math, we can see the boxes are $175. We can see the top chase card is $536. So if we round the numbers a little bit out, the Pikachu EX is 3 times the cost of the Surging Sparks booster box. And right now we're in a completely different market. There's a lot more people in Pokemon than there were a year ago. Surging Sparks is super popular. You add all these factors up where you have a very popular set that's very hyped up, and you have this card that is 3 times the amount of a booster box. People are going to be willing to risk it and open up a booster box for a chance to get a Pikachu EX that's 3 times the value of the booster box. So it still makes sense to open up these booster boxes because you're able to get a card that's 3 times the value of that. And even if you open up 3 booster boxes and you pull the Pikachu EX, you evened out. And that's not even considering other pulls that you would get. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm not saying that that's a good idea to open up these boxes hoping to just, even out, how much you spent on the booster boxes or to make money, by pulling cards. I'm not saying that at all. But for people that do open packs, it still makes sense to, because there's still cards in here that are more expensive than the booster box. And I only mentioned the Pikachu EX. There's the Latias that's over $200. It's more expensive than the booster box. There's the Gold Pikachu EX that's $125, and there's still plenty of other cards that are expensive in this set. So what I'm trying to say here, that conceptually it still makes sense to open up these boxes because you're still able to pull a very expensive card that's way more than the booster box itself, which is why I believe people are going to keep opening up this set, which means that the supply is going to go down because people are opening up these sealed booster boxes, so there's going to be less supply of them, and we still have a lot of demand for the set. So that's why I still believe that this booster box is going to keep going up. And this whole idea that these are going to crash, the only way that I'm going to accept people saying that this booster box is going to crash, if we see these prices of cards tank. That's the only way I'll see it, because then let's say the Pikachu EX, let's say it goes to $100, okay? Let's just pretend here. If the Pikachu EX goes to $100 and these booster boxes are still $175, it makes no sense. No one's going to really buy them because people are going to be like, why can't I just buy the card? So less people are going to open them up, and most likely some people that are investors are probably not even going to buy in because they're going to see the cards in here. It's not, who's going to buy this? Like, it doesn't make any sense. These cards, they're not that expensive. People, especially this is a new set, people are not going to be willing to pay this amount for this booster box because it is very new, and it just doesn't make sense for some people to want to open them up. Now, long term, we all know the prices of cards in sets does not really matter that much. We've seen, booster boxes in the past that are super expensive that, if you open it up, you're guaranteed to lose money. You can pretty much, put any XY box, any like black and white box out there, like Emerging Powers, for example, that box is like $1,500, $2,000. The top card in there is probably $10, $20. Like, it does get to a point where that doesn't matter, but I'm talking about short term. Price of cards do matter, and if these prices can stay at this point where the Pikachu is above $500, the Latias is $200, it makes sense for people to keep opening up Surging Sparks booster boxes. So that's why I really do believe that these are going to keep going up. And all those people saying that this is going to tank, I'll only say that's true if the prices of these cards tank. I'll only agree with you with that. But if these prices stay constant, I think the boxes will still go up because there's just cards to chase that are more valuable than the booster box. And I want to give a very good example here of why I made a video not too long ago talking about Evolving Skies and how at $700 a booster box, I still believe that it was a good pickup because obviously this is just an iconic set. But still at the time, the booster boxes were at $700, but the Moonbreon was $1,000. So, you know, a card that is more expensive than the booster box in a set that's hyped up, people, believe it or not, are going to be willing to risk it to pull that card. Whether, they're going to really pull it or not, because most likely you probably aren't, people are willing to take that chance. So I really saw this box, was going to keep going up just because, it is already just popular enough. But if there's a card, that's more expensive than the booster box, I think it'll keep going. The box just has to keep going up because people are going to be willing to risk it to, pull the top card. But you can see here with Evolving Skies that the box now is at $866. And if you look at the Umbreon, man, it's crazy. This card is now $1,350, which is insane for a raw card. This is not graded, and you can still pull a lot of other cards, but obviously if you compare it to the prices of the booster boxes, it really wouldn't make sense to open it up. But still, at this price point, honestly, it just becomes kind of a collectible just to have the sealed box. A lot of people probably aren't opening up Evolving Skies at this point because it is so expensive, but still, there's probably going to be crazy people out there that have money that are going to open up this booster box just to pull this Umbreon because it is this expensive. So I just wanted to make this video to hopefully, explain a little bit of my reasons why, just conceptually, I believe that these will keep going up because it just makes sense. Because how would it make sense that, let's say, these cards stay at this price, but then the booster boxes go down? It wouldn't make any sense because the prices are this expensive. Why would the booster boxes go down in price when people are going to be opening these up to chase these cards that are this expensive? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But once these prices do start to tank, maybe then we'll see the booster boxes tank. But other than that, I really think nothing's really going to stop Surging Sparks. Is this price inflated? I mean, there's a bunch of people out there that think this is overpriced. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I can't tell you because I don't know. Maybe a month from now, maybe it tanks. Who really knows? But at least for now, at the prices that everything is at, I really think these boxes are going to keep going up. And I think everyone's prediction for these boxes was like $200 by Christmas. I heard a lot of people say that, and I was one of those people because it was kind of a number that seemed realistic with what we were seeing here. But I mean, Christmas is more than a month away. And these boxes are already $175 and prices are still changing every single day. So at this point, I really think we're going to see $200 like guaranteed by Christmas. I'm pretty sure we're at that point. It's only another $25 in a month with this market, with just everything about Surging Sparks. I don't think that's that hard. So just want to make this video so hopefully you guys out there that still think this is going to crash can maybe now understand why it is more likely that these boxes are going to keep going up just because just demand, the prices of the cards, and everything that I explained in this video. Hopefully it makes sense. So that's all I want to say today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.